Good day to each and everyone. We are MentaliCare, Section 2 of ENM 1207, and today we'll be presenting our business playbook about our social enterprise. This will tackle the different contents that are featured inside our business playbook and what are the things that are installed in our social enterprise. I am Joshua Adaho.
Hi, I'm Christine Joy El Bagasol.
I'm Kyla K. Troque.
Lady Marian de Oma.
I am Diana Anica Ciencia.
I am Dan Alessandro De Jesus, and let's go.
Mentally care. Lifestyle awareness is psychological preparedness.
They're fighting a war here and they're losing. The sheer numbers of people succumbing to the coronavirus is overwhelming every hospital in northern Italy.
When COVID started, a lot of things have changed and are still changing. We wear masks, face shields, we bring alcohol wherever we go, and the threat of having the sickness always scares us. Our health becomes the number one priority when this crisis arises. Also, mental health become a thing, but in fact it should be a thing even before the pandemic. What is mental health? It is a person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well-being. Yet, we tend to forget caring for it. Without giving importance to our mental health, it can lead to much more dangerous things: depression, stress, mental breakdown, but what worse is death.
MentaliCare will serve people with mental health conditions. This is going to be conducted online with our application that will be available in Apple Store and Play Store. This is just going to have a small contribution to the society, but a larger impact towards safety. Now, let's head on with our values and visions.
MentaliCare vision is ambitious. It describes what we believe to be a future we can help create. One which has significant improvements in the state of mental well-being for all. We understand that mental illness is medically treatable condition. It can develop in anyone. It is preventable, and those who experience mental illness can return to good health. We develop and deliver education and support services that are demonstrably effective and efficient in meeting the changing needs in the state. Reflecting our value for collaboration and our reputation as a good partner. We work with others to leverage our collective capabilities. Mental health is essential to personal well-being, and it's fundamental to achieving a healthy, balanced, and productive life. Treatment offers a powerful return on investment, and treatment does work if used appropriately. With treatment options, what was only a hope in the past is quickly becoming a reality. We will persistently advocate for treatment and services for those who need them. Unless we promote community understanding of mental illness, plus tolerance and acceptance of people living with the illness. People will continue to avoid talking about mental illness and also avoid seeking help. The goal of treatment is recovery, and it's important for those with a mental illness to be an integral part for their recovery process. Decisions, programs, support groups, and medication regimens.
This is Ado Group Direct Sales. Joshua will be our Chief Executive Officer, Lady Marian as our Financial Manager, Dan Alessandro will be our Information Technology Head, Kyla Kate will be our Human Resource Head, Christine Joy will be our Marketing Head, I will be the Application Developer, and also we will hire a professional psychiatrist and a professional psychologist. As a startup business, Ado Group Direct Sales will just be hiring the most needed position in order to start operating. Having an organizational structure is just as important as having a business goal. To explain it more simply, this shows the hierarchical flow of responsibility inside an organization. Joshua, as a CEO, will be responsible for major organizational decisions while managing the business operation. Lady Marian, as a financial manager, will be responsible of overseeing the financial resources of the business. Dan Alessandro, as our information technology head, will be facilitating the storage of beneficial data that will be needed in developing an application. Kyla Kate, as a human resource head, will be in charge of recruiting, hiring, and providing trainings for our employees. Christine Joy, as our marketing head, will be responsible for promoting and also creating the branding of MentaliCare. I, as an application developer, will simply just develop our application and also maintain it in the long run. Last but definitely not the least are the medical professionals who will be providing the therapy and medications for our future patients. Now, let's head on with our business processes.
For the business process of MentaliCare, there are 5 segments. These are the administration, marketing strategy, operations, customer service, and information security. For the administration, this is the management of MentaliCare. This is where the decision making and the strategic planning are being discussed. For marketing strategy, this is for the sales and the promotional activities of MentaliCare. MentaliCare pursues advertisement through social medias. For the operations, this is the real-life application of the decision-making and the strategic planning from the administrations of MentaliCare. For customer service is very important for MentaliCare since we are a service business. MentaliCare assures that the conversations and the consultations are being held responsibly and carefully by our professionals. And lastly, the information security. MentaliCare assures that the patient's information and the consultations are only kept between the professional and the patient only. For the cost framework of MentaliCare, we have 5 different costs that are needed for our business to operate. First is the developmental cost. These costs includes our budget to start and operate our business. Second is the service or labor cost. This is for our trained professionals for the patients of MentaliCare. Third, equipment. For MentaliCare to operate their services, we need equipments like computer desktops. Fourth is the maintenance cost. This is for the maintenance of the updated features and services that MentaliCare have. Lastly is the marketing and promotion. This is for the marketing and promotional activities of MentaliCare that they need to reach bigger market.
So management control. So simply these are the plans, objectives, strategies that MentaliCare aims to improve. So our business decided to jot down some segments that would potentially innovate some of these areas. So first is employee training and development. So what is employee training and development? This is simply we are giving out educational materials for our employees in order for them to become more competent in our business in MentaliCare and be able to serve our customers with ease, without troubles. Second, managing the MentaliCare application or platform. This is through improving or optimizing our platform and making it easy for customers to use. We need to make it accessible, easy to use, and improve the services given by the application. And lastly is service quality and customer relationship. So we all know that we all encounter customer failures, service failures, and we tend to recover all of those from all our mistakes. So MentaliCare needs to establish long-term customer relationships with our customers in order to build our strong reputation in MentaliCare. And also, we are able to make an impression that we are trusted and licensed to serve others in the community. Another strategy that I would like to add in the last indicator is being able to establish consistent service. In order for our business to establish customer satisfaction, and customer loyalty. Being able to create these indicators would not only be beneficial for the patients but also for our employees, because they would be able to develop their skills and create more opportunities for them to gauge out and identify their weaknesses and be able to cater to customers better.
The performance stewardship and accountabilities of MentaliCare will focus on the different approaches that will be done in our social enterprise, and how MentaliCare will become liable once an unfortunate incident happens, and who will become liable to these scenarios. MentaliCare's performance stewardship will provide different ways on how the process of our social enterprise will be done. A telepsychiatric approach for its patients will be done by deciding when they will book an appointment and consulting a psychologist or a psychiatrist. In order to provide a smooth transaction in providing virtual consultation for patients, MentaliCare will prioritize patients who reserve their virtual consultation in order to provide a convenient access for those who will schedule their respective appointments. This would also provide medical certificates once they book for their consultation, and these certificates in the telepsychiatric app will be seen in their patient's account for easy convenience on what are their medications to take to cure any mental health problems. But how will they become accountable once they encounter a problem? Both psychologists or psychiatrists are liable to their operations once they encounter such dissatisfaction of their patients or a mistreatment. Businesses cannot operate without a specific permit from different agencies, which is why the higher level managers of MentaliCare will provide permits from the Department of Trade and Industry, Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, and the National Center for Mental Health. If a social enterprise like MentaliCare found out that they operate without permit, they might have different repercussions, such as hefty fine, closure of your business, and it might lose your distinction in operating a business. That is why MentaliCare will be accountable on how they will establish business permits and hire psychologists and psychiatrists, and rest assured that this social enterprise will become liable once a patient experiences a concern during their scheduled consultation.
Operational standards and guidelines. So to start, assigned staff should verify first the identity of the customers or patients before proceeding with any procedures. Patients will be asked to present a valid ID with their photo and signature. They are also required to answer personal information forms. This is done to ensure the identity of the patients. Second is briefing. Of course, customers and patients has the right to know the procedures they need to do during sessions. Employees assigned are required to conduct a briefing to the customers before starting the session. Next is signing of agreement forms. All patients will be given agreement forms for them to read and understand. This applies to both walk-in and online patients. Walk-in patients are required to sign the form with black pen to proceed with the session, while online patients are required to print the form, sign, and send a copy to MentaliCare's email address before his or her sessions. This must be verified before the staff scheduled a session. Next would be customer evaluation. Conducting personality and evaluation test is necessary for the initial evaluation of the patient. This must be done before the session proper. So, initial evaluation is also important to inform the practitioner of the history of the patient. Recording of progress report is required to monitor every session's progress. The practitioner staff are required to record details of the session. This is to keep track of the findings and for monitoring process. And lastly, confidential protocol must be always observed. The practitioner and staff is not allowed to disclose any information to anyone who is not present during the session, except under necessary circumstances such as police investigation, etc.
So, business planning. MentaliCare is a very timely business plan in the current situation that we are facing in. So why is that? We are currently facing a worldwide pandemic in which our mental health is greatly affected. So MentaliCare aims to promote mental health awareness and psychological preparedness. Problems such as anxiety, depression, tension, and stress can now be given importance on. As we continue to fight this pandemic, MentaliCare would become a platform that would sustain the mental needs of our patients. So the role of the company in the community. So we jotted it down to 4 segments. So the first is to become a cognitive healthcare platform. So simply, MentaliCare aims to aid communities and individuals with psychological challenges and be able to attend to their issues. So we can promote the importance of mental health and be able to become a platform that is easy to access. Next is a one-stop, easy access application that can be used at the comfort of your homes. So what is the meaning of this? We would not be able to go out of our homes because of the pandemic, right? So this is our way to promote modern technology as well. We are a virtual platform that can now be accessed in a click of a button. We give consultations, exercises, advices to our clients with the best methods to reduce mental challenges without leaving the comfort of your home. Third, targets patients with mental health and needs issues. Mainly, our market would revolve with people who are diagnosed with emotional and psychological illnesses, with depression and anxiety. But aside from those types of individuals, we begin to think that we can also cater to individuals that are socially isolated in a certain community, like introverts. We can help them cope up in certain situations as well. So the fourth is, MentaliCare is competent in technology and equipped with certified psychiatrists that would serve the public. Simply, we are revolutionizing the way we treat our patients. They wouldn't have to think of the trouble going out of their homes during the pandemic and risk their health just to consult their mental challenges. So simply, MentaliCare just aims to give convenience, give ease, and at the same time, a very timely within the pandemic and a very straight to the point application that can now be accessed in our mobile phones.
Yes, different goals of MentaliCare will be treating older patients who encountered mental health problems. This current situation, like the pandemic, has suffered people from depression, anxiety, or any mental health problems. With our social enterprise, its main goal is to help patients who are encountering depression, anxiety, or any mental health problems to become mentally fit in their lifestyle and how they will cope up with it. It also establishes a visual-based approach with the use of its mobile app for patients. Hospitals have been full and sometimes cannot accommodate their patients due to this current situation. With this social enterprise, this will promote the value of patients seeking the concerns about mental health and establishing an enhanced digitized solutions in catering patients being treated by experts with this digital platform to cure their mental health problems. It enhances the skills of hard psychiatrists or psychologists. To secure a better social enterprise, MentaliCare provides different webinars who will be assigned to this telepsychiatric app. His goal is to provide more training for these professionals by knowing the concept of how they treat their patients in a communicative way, gaining knowledge about their different mental health disorders, and how they will give advice to their patients in order to enhance its customer satisfaction. Lastly, increasing its marketing approach to social media. The goal is to enhance the use of MentaliCare's social media platforms in order to promote our advocacy to lessen mental health problems that they are encountering by installing the app and how important is mental health with the social enterprise. Their incentive is how these psychologists or psychiatrists are treating their patients in a better way. The purpose is to provide these experts giving in other communities on how they're giving to those people who suffer from mental health illnesses and how they will cure these patients by giving them such advice to them. This lessens individuals encounter mental health issues. This telepsychiatric app helps people in the communities to lessen anxiety and give importance to patients who encounter depression. This telepsychiatric app can become more effective in the market once they are used, and it will be more useful in order to seek help from experts to lessen mental health problems that individuals encounter.
As we all have mentioned, MentaliCare is going to be conducted online. If you're familiar with telemedicine, that is going to be our setup. It's like online checkup. So other group will be using different software tools in order to formulate this application. First will be the computer softwares. These are different programs that will be needed in order to create, maintain, and also troubleshoot the software you are developing. This is an essential because it will help the application software to run. Next would be the Integrated Development Environment, or the IDE. This is simply the program that combines all the different application development tools into one graphic user interface. Last is Build Fire Development Tool. This is going to help us create our application because it serves as a do-it-yourself application website. The applications created in here will be accessible in iOS and also Android. That's why we chose this development tool. Also, creating an application using this website will be a great help for us because they have the customizable templates inside. So we can customize our application based on our branding. Now that you have listened to the operation of MentaliCare, would you dare to be our patient? I really hope not. Let's not forget to care for our mental health.